Welcome back to the Exposure History channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. A Marine bends down to give a cigarette to an enemy soldier trapped under ash. Another Marine stands guard. It's a moment of risky kindness in the middle of war. He stands beside a huge gun, calm and steady. He destroyed 22 Soviet tanks and earned Finland's highest award for bravery. A brown bear, adopted by Polish troops, helps carry woods and ammo boxes in battle. The soldiers treated him like one of them. He even had a rank and number. This image shows a U.S. bomber losing a wing in mid-air. The photo catches it falling through smoke. Only one crew member survived. A young Soviet officer climbs from a trench, pistol raised. Dust and motion surround him. This single photo became a symbol of courage. This series of photos shows a plane hit by enemy fire, dropping low over water, then crashing. The images capture the panic and danger of air combat. In this picture, we see a group of Finnish soldiers passing a burning solvent tank. Even with the smoke rising behind them, they walk on calmly. It's a quiet, powerful photo of focus and endurance. Here we see a mother pushing a baby carriage while both of them wear gas masks. This was because Britain feared chemical attacks, so drills like this became common. A team of soldiers waits beside their 105mm gun mounted on a truck. They are ready to move, shoot, and move again, fast and deadly, showing the importance of duty. This is an image of a U.S. gun crew firing under a hidden net. The soldiers load and fire shells. The ground shakes with each shot. It shows teamwork and precision in battle. Meet these two Victorian women in long dresses holding iron dumbbells, posing proudly. Back then, this was unusual. Society didn't expect women to lift or train, but they do it anyway, showing strength. This is Robert Cornelius, a young man who sets up his camera, removes the lens cap, and stands still. Minutes later, he develops the first self-portrait photo ever taken. This is an image of a Native American woman using the sewing machine. She sits by a Singer sewing machine, sewing clothes near woven blankets and feeding a baby in the process. It shows how traditional and modern life mixed at the time. Welcome to the Great Pyramid of Giza. This image reminds us of humankind's oldest surviving wonder. Rising from the desert over 4,000 years ago, the Great Pyramid still defies time. Each stone whispers of ambition, mystery, and the eternal reach of human hands toward the heavens. In this Harlem Jazz Club, we see a trumpet player sweating under bright lights. As the music goes on, we see a few couples dancing behind. The photo captures the energy and joy of Harlem's jazz age. Wearing gloves and a hat, she drives a silent electric car through the city. These cars were clean and easy to use, decades before electric cars returned. Meet this group of teenagers racing down a sunny street on rough wooden boards made from roller skate wheels. Surf culture had moved to land, and skateboarding was born. In this picture, we see a group of soldiers taking a break to play football even in the midst of the Civil War. For a few minutes, laughter replaces gunfire. The original McDonald's glows under neon lights. Two brothers and a new idea. A fast food that would change the world. Before computers ruled, rows of engineers filled chalkboards with numbers. This picture is a constant reminder of the math that powered rockets to the moon. Neon lights returned to Tokyo streets after the war. The city glows with hope, showing a new Japan rising from ruins. The king of rock and roll trades his microphone for the army. Even in uniform, his charm never fades. In the 1950s, computers were huge machines that filled a whole room. Students typed codes and used punch cards, learning the early steps of how computers worked. People in New York climbed to their rooftops to enjoy the sun and fresh air. With little money and few parks, these rooftops became their place to rest and dream. A couple stood together, proud and brave, as their marriage became one of the first to break old racist laws. Their love helped change America's view on equality. Miners walked out of the dark pits and marched for fair pay and safety. Their protests helped shape the worker rights we have today. Many children worked long hours in loud, dangerous factories. These photos helped open people's eyes and push for child labor law. Black American soldiers marched through muddy French trenches. They fought bravely overseas while facing racism at home, earning medals and respect that changed how the world saw them. Here we see men, women, and children moving through ruins after Berlin's fall. Broken buildings and dust fill the streets. The photo shows the cost of war written across every face. Meet these women mechanics of the mid-90s. They took up this job when the men were at war. This picture shows the unique way the women of the old kept the city running, proving skill had nothing to do with gender. And speaking of women taking the center stage, we see this woman bus conductor wearing a uniform and cap. She stands on a double-decker bus collecting fares. Her calm smile shows pride and courage as London continued life under air raid sirens. Sitting cross-legged, thin but calm, Gandhi refuses food to protest British rule. This picture is so historical because Gandhi's quiet resistance shook an empire stronger than any army. This picture shows a fragile wooden plane that was lifted a few feet off sand. Wilbur runs beside as Orville flies. That short moment began a century of flight and imagination. This picture shows two young women in thick coats posing with rifles. Their calm eyes hide deadly skill. They defended their homeland fiercely and became symbols of courage and equality. This image shows the rare moment when helicopters lift desperate people from a rooftop. Below, chaos fills the streets. The final hours of the Vietnam War captured in one haunting, unforgettable image of escape. Families gather around glowing screens, faces lit by wonder. Black and white images flicker, news, laughter, new worlds. This image is an introduction to the birth of television that quietly changed evenings forever. For the first time, humans see their planet whole, blue, fragile, floating in darkness. Earthrise reminds the world of how small and shared our home is. Meet this military dog that lies beside his handler's flag-covered coffin. The bond between man and animal, forged in battle, remains unbroken in death. Loyalty speaks louder than any words ever could. A man turns his back, showing a deep scar on his neck. He survived a Japanese officer's sword. Behind his eyes, terror, loss, and the unbearable memory of hundreds who didn't. This rare photo shows Dr. Jonas Salk, creator of the polio vaccine, who chose not to patent his discovery. Instead of profit, he gave the cure freely, saving countless children worldwide. Amid chaos, an 18-year-old black woman shields a white supremacist from a furious crowd. Her compassion silences violence. In that instant, humanity rises higher than hate ever could. This picture opens us up to the tense moment where a man stands behind reinforced glass as another fires straight at him. The shot echoes, but the pain holds. This picture reveals what happens when innovation meets bravery. Families crowd a bridge as communist forces advance. Bundles, fear, and exhaustion cling to them. One journey south through winter, smoke, and uncertainty, leaving behind everything except hope as they move out of North Korea. A small cub wraps its paws around its lifeless mother on Arctic snow. It sits there through day and night, refusing food. A picture of innocence and heartbreak, frozen forever. A scientist works on a smooth metal sphere called the Fat Bomb. They don't smile. The bomb will fall on Nagasaki in days. At this moment, mankind learns how to end the world itself. In this picture, we see a large crowd gather for the final time as the blade drops in France. Modernity is rising, yet this dark ritual meets its end in one chilling instant. Wearing sunglasses, Diana leans on the railing, sea breeze in her hair. The smile is warm, but her eyes look far away. Weeks later, the world would lose her. This image exposes us to the very moment when armed guards stand beside the last male northern white rhino of its kind. His horn trimmed for safety, his future already gone. To him, extinction isn't sudden. It happens one lonely heartbeat at a time. At a Ku Klux Klan rally, a small white child touches the riot shield of a black officer. Two worlds meet for a second, innocence reaching where hatred cannot. At a crowded station, a soldier kisses his daughter before boarding the train. He carries her tightly, not knowing he'll never return from War One, last moment of love. Meet Richard Bass, the American businessman who became the first person to climb the highest mountain on every continent. From Everest to Kilimanjaro, he chased the sky. His triumph proved that age, wealth, or comfort can't compete with raw human will. In a dim hotel room, police uncover the world's most famous painting. The thief, an Italian worker, claims he only wanted it returned to Italy. The Mona Lisa smiles again. Meet George Washington, the man who guided America to independence. This photo opens us up to the birth of a nation, courage against an empire. His calm leadership and unshaken resolve turned rebellion into freedom, forever changing the world's view of liberty. In a South African hospital, Dr. Christian Barnard performs history's first human heart transplant. Machines hum, nurses hold their breath. When the new heart beats, medicine changes forever, and a patient lives with another person's pulse. Deep beneath Berlin, Churchill sits in Hitler's chair, cigar in hand. The symbol is complete. One man's tyranny ended, another's defiance immortalized. Victory with a hint of exhaustion. Meet Idi Amin, a dictator who boasts of victory in a war that never happened. His laughter echoes through a frightened nation. Beneath his swagger, thousands vanish, proof that madness can wear a crown. The news breaks, World War II is over. A man in a hat leaps into the air, mid-step, pure joy captured forever. For once, peace itself was the celebration. Soldiers step off boats and run through gunfire onto the beaches of France. This day marks the beginning of victory in World War II. In 1917, during the strikes of war, a nurse gently cared for a hurt soldier on a camp bed. Her calm work brings comfort in the middle of war. These astronauts smiled behind glass after they safely returned from the moon in the year 1969. Their journey proves that humans can reach beyond Earth. In 1931, some men worked high above New York, balanced on steel beams, to construct the Empire State Building. They build one of the world's tallest buildings with courage and skill. This picture shows Martin Luther King Jr. delivering his speech. "I have a dream," before a huge crowd in Washington calling for equality and peace. His words inspire hope for a better world. The new Japanese bullet train speeds down the track for the first time in 1964. It marks the start of fast and modern travel in Japan. In the city of New York, 1970, people gathered to show love and care for the planet. It was the first Earth Day celebration, also the start of a worldwide movement to protect nature. 11th February 1990 marks a new beginning for Nelson Mandela as he walks free after 27 years behind bars. His freedom gives hope to a new South Africa. Crowds cheer as people break the wall that divided East and West Berlin. The city becomes one again after years of separation. During World War I, women filled shells and packed gunpowder while men fought at the front. Their hard work kept the armies supplied and changed how people saw women's roles forever. Black soldiers fought bravely in Europe during World War I, even when facing racism at home. Their courage helped prove that patriotism has no color. Meet Ernesto Che Guevara, the Argentine doctor turned revolutionary. In this photo, his gaze cuts through smoke and sunlight, a mix of conviction and defiance. One image turned a man into a global symbol of rebellion. Captured mid-collapse, a soldier drops at the exact instant a bullet strikes. Robert Capa's lens froze life and death in one frame. The photo became a haunting symbol of Spain's civil war and the fragility of bravery. 9-year-old Phan Thi Kim Phuc runs naked down a road, skin burning from napalm. Behind her, the war burns too. This photo shocked the world and helped turn public opinion against the Vietnam War's horror. A sailor grabs a nurse and kisses her amid a crowd celebrating Japan's surrender. The photo captured pure release after years of war, confusion, and the strange intimacy of strangers bound by history's end. A lone man stands before a line of tanks in Beijing. Shopping bags in hand, he becomes a global symbol of courage. No one knows his name, but the image speaks louder than any leader ever could. Ash explodes miles high, blotting out the sky over Washington state. The mountain tears itself apart in the largest volcanic eruption in U.S. history. Nature's sudden reminder that it still commands the world we build on. In a quiet courtroom, Sandra Day O'Connor raises her right hand. History shifts. The first woman to join the U.S. Supreme Court takes her seat, proof that intelligence and integrity can outlast centuries of exclusion. A shy Diana and a young Charles share a kiss before millions. The fairy tale begins in a blur of flags and hope. No one watching that moment could imagine the heartbreak that history would write. This picture opens us up to a dim workshop glowing with a single bulb. Meet Thomas Edison, eyes tired but alive with wonder. After hundreds of failed tries, he captured light itself, turning night into day and invention into immortality. Smoke trails cross a clear blue sky. The Space Shuttle Challenger has just shattered 73 seconds after liftoff. Teachers, children, and families watch in disbelief. Human ambition met tragedy, yet still dared to reach higher. This picture shows Margaret Thatcher in a blue suit, showing appreciation to the people of Britain. For the first time in Britain's history, a woman holds the power once reserved for kings and generals. The Iron Lady begins her rule. Florence Griffith Joyner streaks past the finish line, nails painted, hair flying. She has just won 3 gold medals and 1 silver, becoming the fastest woman in history. Her speed redefines possibility, athleticism turned into art, power wrapped in grace. This image shows us who Queen Elizabeth was before the crown. During World War II, she joined the Auxiliary Territorial Service, repairing engines and driving trucks. Grease on her hands, pride in her eyes, she proved that duty begins with service, not titles. Her eyes are weary, children pressed close to her shoulders. Dorothea Lange captured more than a face. She captured the Great Depression's soul. One mother's strength came to represent the endurance of millions. Flames engulf the airship as it crashes to Earth. The photograph freezes the moment when human pride in technology met its fiery limit, one of history's most unforgettable disasters. Teach Kwang Juk sits perfectly still, fire consuming his body. Around him, traffic halts, monks pray, and cameras click. His sacrifice stunned the world and forced it to look at the cost of conscience. Men in hats stand quietly in the cold, waiting for soup and bread. Signs promise jobs that don't exist. One photo speaks for millions, pride replaced by survival during the Great Depression's hardest years. With a trumpet in his hands, Louis Armstrong smiles beside Egypt's ancient wonder. The photo bridges centuries, jazz and pyramids, rhythm and stone. Music, like history, travels far, proving joy can echo even through time. Painter Salvador Dalí leaps midair as cats, chairs, and water fly beside him. Photographer Philippe Halsman captures chaos frozen into art. The image became surrealism in motion, proof that creativity breaks even the law of gravity. A mother cradles her disabled daughter, poisoned by mercury waste in Minamata Bay. The photograph is quiet but devastating, a human cost of industrial progress that forced the world to face what pollution truly means. A small boy with raised hands, soldiers behind him. The photo defines the Holocaust's horror, innocence facing armed hate. History remembers his fear so that no one may ever again turn away from injustice. In Australia, 1932, farmers called for help as flocks of wild emus tore through their wheat fields. Soldiers brought guns and trucks, but the birds outran the bullets. This photo shows us that sometimes nature wins some battles. Amid Nazi flags and prejudice, Jesse Owens sprinted to glory, winning the Berlin Olympics, 1936. Each gold medal he earned was a strike against hate and a triumph for the human spirit. In 1927, when Charles Lindbergh's silver plane landed at Le Bourget after crossing the Atlantic, the crowd roared with disbelief. He stepped out, exhausted and smiling, into the arms of history. The Woodstock Festival was held in Berlin, 1969, where 500,000 people camped under open skies, united by music and peace. Mud, rain, and song turned those days into a symbol of hope for a generation. In 1921, thousands of coal miners marched through the hills of West Virginia, fighting for fair pay and dignity. Their uprising shook America and forced the nation to see its forgotten workers. In Budapest, 1956, the great statue of toppling Stalin came crashing down as the crowd pulled with ropes. Dust and cheers filled the air as the people broke the symbol of their fear. Smoke poured from the bus as civil rights activists fled the flames. Even under attack, they refused to give up their mission for justice and equality. Revolutionaries charged through the gates of the Tsar's palace in Russia, 1917, ending centuries of royal rule. That night, power shifted from the few to the many, changing Russia forever. A blinding light turned night into day as the first hydrogen bomb exploded over the Pacific. The mushroom cloud rose higher than mountains, marking the dawn of the nuclear age. As the U.S. anthem played, Tommy Smith and John Carlos raised their fists high in silent protest. That image spoke louder than words, a stand for equality seen around the world. Built for love, carved in sorrow. The Taj Mahal glows white under the Indian sun, a monument not to power, but devotion. Shah Jahan's tribute to his lost queen became one of the world's purest symbols of love that outlasts life itself. Winding over mountains and mist, the Great Wall stretches like a scar and a triumph across centuries. Built to keep enemies out, it became a symbol of strength within, a reminder of what unity and endurance can build stone by stone. A playful moment when the genius Albert Einstein was caught off guard, showing the human side of brilliance. Rosalind Franklin's X-ray image reveals the twisted ladder of life, a quiet scientific revolution captured in one grainy frame. The image provided crucial evidence of the helix structure of DNA. Smoke, shock, and silence fill the skyline. The world watches as symbols of power turn to dust, forever changing a generation's sense of safety. This is love and compassion, captured in one quiet act of care as Mother Teresa comforts a dying man in Calcutta. Workers balance on wooden beams over the River Thames, fog curling around them. Stone by stone, the new London Bridge rises, linking past and future. It's more than engineering, it's resilience carved into the skyline, a city rebuilding itself after centuries of fire and change. Dust clouds rise as workers hang from ropes, chiseling faces into solid granite. Each strike shapes presidents and history alike. What began as stone became an icon of ambition, proof that human hands can carve dreams into mountains. Meet Lydia Litviak, the White Lily of Stalingrad, a fearless Soviet pilot who shot down 12 enemy planes before vanishing in battle. At just 21, she became a legend, proof that courage knows no rank, no gender, and no fear. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on anything.